Welcome back to the channel. So this morning we kind of went haywire with the truck stuff. I did promise you some gun stuff, so we're gonna go into that. We're gonna be going through I don't really know how to call it, so I'm gonna call it a Frankengun that I built. Everything was done legally. The only part of this weapon that I purchased that was actually considered a weapon is the lower receiver. I did my background checks. I did what I needed to do, right? So bear that in mind, and we'll move forward here. So first things first, it is an AR-15. If you have a problem with them, stop the video now because we're going to be going into them. All right, so there's no magazine in the weapon. It is not capable of feeding around unless I put it in there. So observe, nothing extracted or ejected from the weapon. Try and check the chamber, whatever. You got daylight, it's open. Nothing's falling out of the chamber, and nothing's in there. Visually verified. All right, so we're going to put the bolt forward because we're going to go into disassembly of the weapon, and due to the Maximum Defense PDW buttstock that I have, it requires the weapon to be, the hammer to be cocked back, so it'll function correctly and disassemble correctly. So we're going to take a page out of Garantham's book and go tip to butt. What's up, Flannel Daddy? So first off, you got your basic ass piece of junk A2 flash hider. I know it's supposed to be dog down tight and whatever fucking torque spec. I don't care. I'm going to be changing it out, right? Same thing with this handguard. I'm going to be replacing it with a quad rail. I'm so used to them from the Army that the old 1913 pick rail works just fine for me. I don't do anything super crazy, you know. I don't mount lasers on my weapons, so I don't need something that'll hold zero. I just don't have the need for it. I usually put a white light flashlight and either a hand stop, a Magpul AFG, or a vertical grip or broomstick. What's up, Marines? Eventually I'm going to be doing an optic. Kind of balling on a budget here, so I'm not in a real big hurry to do it. Got your Magpul backup iron sight for the rear, so you don't have the stupid carry handle sight thing that worked great, not in modern times. So this is a Frankengun because this is a Black Rain Spec 15 5.56 upper that I put onto a stripped Stag lower that I built, and put a Magpul handguard onto it, or trigger guard onto it. A Geisley, I think it's a 3-gun trigger, Magpul MOE grip. It fits my hand better than the A2 thing with the finger thing that fits 90% of nobody. And then we've got the Maximum Defense PDW stock. It kind of collapses similar to an MP5, parallel to the receiver. You've got several different points of adjustment from, I'm in basic training and think my buttstock fully collapsed is cool, all the way out to, you know, this loosely fits me. I'm 5'11". The length of pull is just a little bit too short, but I'd rather sacrifice that and have a little more maneuverable package. I could put like an extra inch of foam or something onto the end, but I don't care. And with wearing body armor and stuff like most smart people do nowadays, if you're a felon, sorry, you've made your choices or got caught in bad circumstances, you can't own body armor. If you're a normal person and if you're not in possession of a criminal record, you can actually buy body armor. It just depends on your state. I've been military and law enforcement for 9 years, so I have the ability to buy it. So we'll kind of move forward here. So up top, we've got a Radian's charging handle, right? And this weapon, like I told you earlier in the video, comes apart a little differently. So you pop your pins as normal, and we'll evaluate the inside. Now, because of this buttstock, it comes apart a little differently. Normally the buffer doesn't try and rock it out like that, right? So because your buffer tube is shorter, this adds like 4.5 inches to the length of the weapon when it's fully collapsed. You have a slightly different buffer assembly. I'm not going to show you putting the bolt in and out of the receiver. Chances are you know how to do that if you're looking at this, or you can read your manual. Everyone knows how to take apart an M4 or an M16. If you don't, let me know and we'll go through a video once I figure out what YouTube's okay with and what they're not. So this is your Maximum Defense bolt that comes with the kit. It comes with the buttstock, the receiver extension, I think they call it. It's the ass end of the gun. And it comes with the buffer and spring assembly. And it's, I'd say, 1/2 to 1 full inch shorter than your standard one. And that's strictly just due to space constraints and making the rifle weapon, Army Habits Die Hard, able to operate correctly with the buttstock in place. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back together now. And we'll wrap this up here, huh? So you're probably tired of my voice. So I like to make sure that the bolt is in and latched and that the charging handle is as well, because while adding this to your rifle makes it a lot more maneuverable and streamlined, it makes it a super bitch to put it back together. So the instructions tell you to do it differently. This is what I've found works. Kind of line up the buffer with the bolt and carefully guide everything in while shoving the spring in. Line up, pip pop. Make sure it cycles. I'm not going to do a full functions check because you probably already know how to do that. Slash, I might do it in another video for those of you that don't. All right, so now we got our safe direction, weapons off safe, pins back down. We have full function for what we're testing for right now, which is reciprocation of the bolt, operation of the safety, and that's that. If you have any questions or want to see more content like this, please let me know. I'd be happy to go through it within the realm of what YouTube allows. I'm still kind of learning the ropes here as a YouTuber, so, you know, if you like my channel, great. You know, like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever you got to do. It all supposedly helps. I don't know anything about it. I don't remember a lot of the channels that were kind of my inspiration to get going on this, but Ian at Forgotten Weapons, Garantham, I think his name's Don over at Such 00 or Sensible Prepper, Hickok 45, all those guys, great content. Check them out if you're into the firearms world and stuff like that. Definitely give them a look, right? You shouldn't rely on one single source for your knowledge because everyone looks at things different and has a different perspective. Just because I operate, you know, an M4 or a Tavor or a Glock pistol one way doesn't mean that Garantham's not going to have some great tips for how to fight the weapon even better than what I know or whatever, right? Last point, Garantham really harps on this, but he is absolutely correct. I'm not saying this is the best gun in the world. Let's pretend it is. The best gun in the world is absolutely useless if you don't know and don't have the training for how to use it correctly and safely. Safe, efficient, and lethal, if you're using it for home defense, is what you should strive for. And part of that being lethal is applying that deadly force to the right person. Your qualm is with the person threatening you or your family, not your next door neighbor. If you live in an apartment like I do, not a great tool for it, right? A shotgun would be better off. So know your options, get your training. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments. Talk to you guys later. Take her easy.